So, you guys have really brought up like a really, really interesting point, and I'm sure, even though it's not really like in depth, I guess someone can still pick something, right? But I think, even though people might have like the ideas, the resources, there's one key component that's really, really important.
Yeah.
Having the right connections and understanding the market quite well. But like I want to talk more now, and like having the right connections, basically networking.
Yeah.
So, and I think this is something that our generation does not really understand, at least more, based on my observation, based on the people that I've met. They don't understand the power of networking, because I've heard people actually say this, no, I'm actually antisocial and I think it's cool. It's look, whether you're extroverted or introverted, as a business person.
Introverted or
So whether you're introverted or extroverted, that has nothing to do with like sales. I mean, I've seen very successful introverted entrepreneurs.
Right.
And I think if you look at most of these big brands, if you look at the brains behind them, these are introverted people, but that has nothing to do with, that does not get in the way of business. And just because you're introverted doesn't mean you don't have to network.
Yeah.
So, and I don't mean network like at a very big level where you get to meet, let's say, Elon Musk. Please sponsor us. Elon Musk and, like all these big people. But it's just like the most important people. So, similar to the previous question, like what resources?
Mm-hmm.
What resources can, young people, young entrepreneurs utilize to grow their networks?
I'll take that real quick. First of all, that's a good question, because I think it's sort of, for me at least, and my experiences, as well as the interests, like the businesses, the kind of businesses I take interest in from time to time, is I think your network is sort of, it's like the dough to the pizza. So like the pizza of entrepreneurship, the pizza of business. Networking is the dough where everything sits.
Yeah.
So
I like that analogy.
Yeah. So basically, you need.
Even though I don't like pizza.
you need to have a network. Gentlemen, you need to have a network. Regardless, you've got to have people. First of all, identifying your audience, reaching your audience and all that. But you've got to have industry people that are backing you up, that are giving you their experience, their knowledge, their expertise, like sharing skills, bouncing ideas off of each other type thing. I think you need a network for you to sell, to grow your revenue, to reinvest your revenue, and all of that stuff. I think you need a network for the knowledge, for more connections, for more opportunities. As well as just basically to grow, as a business needs to grow. So I think one way you can find people to network with, it could be even just social media. I think there's a lot of you can talk of you can talk about Facebook groups, right? You find a lot of groups for entrepreneurs, and we're talking about Zambia. I don't know if this is the case everywhere else, but I think it's a Facebook thing. It's a Facebook thing anyway. So I'd expect it to be the case, in most parts of the world, is that you would literally have a Facebook group for, Toyota enthusiasts, for instance, right? Or phone dealers, people that ship from Alibaba, these other, they bring things from China. It's just phones. It's just even to very specific brands like iPhone. It's just AirPods, iPhones. That's it. So you find a lot of these groups, like Facebook, on WhatsApp groups. You know what I mean? You find a lot of these communities basically that are there. So, and I don't think they charge you. You could literally request to join these online spaces, of other entrepreneurs that are selling your kind of product. Sometimes even in your environment. Which is a blessing in disguise, because then now they will give you game. Like, okay, look, we've been doing this for this long. This is how it works. This is how you understand, when this is happening. So they'll give you that industry, tea. The other thing is go out there and meet people. For me, I think I have never had like I've had more sales in person, right? Like just going to the mall and selling gratitude crew necks and t-shirts. You know what I mean? Setting up a kiosk, you know, which is something that I, you know, personally, I think you can never be too big of a brand to go to the roots, you know, and talk to actually, because I think a lot of times for a lot of people is what cuts them off from their network as well as from their audience is being too big.
Yeah.
Like all these other brands, I'm bigger than all these other brands. I've sold more merch. You know, I've made more. I've made a rapid, you know, increase. I've grown exponentially as a business compared to the rest. So they should look up to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should tap from me, from my knowledge. You know, so look at, you know, the biggest brand you can think of, Coca-Cola, whatever. Like they will always go back to the grassroots. They will always find ways to get in touch with the people. You know what I mean? Let it be the consumer, or basically the middleman, you know, that are getting this product to the people. So you've got a network in person. You've got a network like, you know, like you're starting all over again. You've got to meet people, talk to people, find out what's being said about your product, what's being said about the industry, how's the industry looking, what new problems are coming up. So you've got to meet people, utilize the online spaces, use emails, because there's sometimes I think we think the emails are odd, you know, in a way, like email marketing.
Yeah.
I think use that. Yeah, I think use that as well. You know, that's one way to network as well. Reach out to people. Hey, you know, you attended this event and that's how I collected your email. There's this product that I'm selling. I know sometimes it could be annoying, but I think if you have a story there, you approach them the right way. You know your audience. You know what you're selling. You're sure of your brand and everything that it represents. When you show up, they will know.
Right. They
know that you came ready and you came prepared, and they can respect that. Even when they don't buy from you immediately, they can respect that you have your shit together. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
absolutely agree with you. And interestingly, this whole concept of networking, it doesn't just apply to businesses. Even jobs, you know.
Yeah.
Before you get certain job, you need to know someone.
Right.
I think it's not just in Africa. At some point, I used to think, okay, is it just in like Europe? And then I came to Qatar. I went other places. It's the same thing.
Chris has a name for it. What's?
No. So that's actually what they call it here.
What is it? What's the word?
I think it's called but that's something very, very different, and maybe there's even like a cultural nuance to it.
Yeah.
But